Guys, Press Alanum. Today we're going to be showing you how to utilize your electronics to be more successful on the water. So on this Lowrance unit here, we're going to be running our sonar, down imaging, and side imaging. So what down imaging is it shoots beams under the boat and it echoes back to create an image of what's under your boat. So there's trees, you can see fish, bait, but that's only a very small cone under your boat, and it doesn't cover much area. But side scan is a really cool tool that's not extremely utilized a lot of times, but it's a really good tool. You can go up to 150 feet out to your boat. It helps you find structure at a larger area, so you spend less time looking for the fish and more time catching the fish, which everybody wants to do, and that just makes your time on the water a lot more fun and efficient. So what we've got here is the down imaging, sonar, and side scan. So we're in a little bit deeper water right now, so it's not going to be as clear because it's 60 feet, as you can tell on these this down imaging and sonar. So that makes it really easy to see your depth, so you know how deep you are. But what we've got running across right here is, on the down imaging, is some trees. And if you zoom in onto these trees, you can actually see the individual branches on the tree that come up. So down imaging is actually going to be a lot clearer image than your sonar is. So back here on your sonar, you've just got a big blob and a mess, which nobody likes messes. But if you go down here on your down imaging, you can see really clearly branches, and sometimes you can even see fish in the trees or the structure, whatever you're scanning over. And then down here on your side imaging, you can really see further out. So right now we've got it set to 80 feet each way of the boat. So right now we've got some bait fish, some fish in between, but as we scroll back, you can even see these bright spots. These bright spots on the bottom are going to be harder bottom. They're going to be probably more rock or shell versus dirt, which is going to show up like this, which is not as bright. It's not a bright return. But also, we've got here suspended is some bait fish. And bait fish are just going to look like big blobs under the water. And fish are going to be like individual dots like you see right here and right here. And that makes it, and you can really see what's what. And also back here on the side imaging, you can see the trees. So side imaging, since it's throwing sonar off the side of the boat, it's going to create a shadow. And what you see here on this harder bottom, which is rock, it's going to make the return a lot brighter. So that makes it hard to see individual fish, but what you can see is shadows. So right here, you can barely see these trees, but if you look back here, you can see the shadows in the branches of the trees. And also right here, you can see the trees, the shadows, and that's a really cool part of side imaging. It really makes it easy to see structure and fish, and versus your traditional sonar and down imaging. Another really cool thing that these new up-to-date graphs have is waypoints. So what a waypoint is if you're scanning over this spot and you see fish, brush, trees, bait, anything that you want to come back and fish at a later date, or just where you can, if you're fishing say 10 minutes later and you want to come back and fish that spot, it really makes it easy to come back and fish that exact point, so you can utilize your fishing time and just be more efficient on the water. So if we want to come over here and fish these rocks, we tap on our screen right there, and this little flag will be the waypoint symbol. So we hit the little flag, and if it's rock, we can go in here, change the name to rock, and that way, once you get a lot of waypoints, you can come back and really know what you're looking at. And then we come in here to our emblem, and we can change what we're looking at. So we're gonna come up here and hit the rock icon, and you can even change the shade of the rock, and we're gonna hit save. So then what you see as we come up here on our map, we can see there's rocks right there. And then you can come back and you can fish those rocks. And that makes it really awesome and just easy to come back and see what you've been on and where stuff is. And that's just a really cool feature that these new graphs have. So another cool feature about using waypoints is, say you're practicing for the tournament and you find fish, and you mark them, fish, you can come back the next day and fish them. But if you only have a graph in the back, you'll be having to run back and forth to make sure you're still on your spot. But up on the front of the boat, if you have another graph, it'll actually link the same waypoint. So you're up on the trolling motor, you're casting, you're fishing, and that really makes it easy to stay on your spot since they share the waypoint and you know exactly what you're fishing and where it's at.